Welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a Ohara makeup tutorial. I'm going to be doing this look right here. Yeah, it's been a really long time since I've done a makeup video. I used to do them a lot, like before I started uploading dance covers, and one of the ones that I did was a Ohara one. That was actually, fun fact, the first time that I ever cosplayed her, and if you don't follow me on Instagram, I really love my girl. She is my favorite character. I have cosplayed her a lot since that first video, and I thought that it would be fun to redo it with how I do my makeup now, because I do my makeup very differently now. There's some things that I still do the same, but I thought it would be fun to recreate that video and do an updated version, because I do my makeup very differently now. I think that video was 2017 and it's now 2020, so that's like, what, 3-year difference? And yeah, if you don't know, I'm in a dance group, Rose NZ. We do a lot of performances, and I was the Mari for that group for so long. I've switched to Rico now, but a lot of the makeup that I do nowadays is very heavy because it needs to last like while I'm sweating and dancing and stuff like that, so I don't want it to like crack or wear off or melt off my face. So my makeup is really heavy, so I thought it'd be fun to kind of show you the process that I go through for that. So yeah, here we go. I just want you guys to know before I start this video that I sat here for half an hour recording a voiceover and only just realized at the end that it didn't record anything. So here we go again. And switching over to voiceover me, hello! So before I start my makeup, I like to put my lenses in first, because sometimes my eyes like to water and that can make my base run after I've put everything on, which isn't ideal. So first is lenses. These lenses, I believe, are super pinkies. I cannot quite remember, so I'll find a picture afterwards and I'll put it in the corner. Once my lenses are in, I like to put on my primer. I'm using this Gold Flake primer that I got from Yo-Yo for about $14.99, and I'm just applying that all over my face. It is really important to put primer on before you do your foundation, as it really helps everything stick and sit a lot better. It also helps your makeup last better during the day. Once you put your primer on, make sure to give it time to soak into your face. And once that's done, I go in with concealer. I'm just using this concealer to cover under my eyes and around my nose and anywhere on my face that's going to be quite dark, especially my eye bags. Since this makeup video, because I filmed this a little while ago, I actually have started using color corrector, which helps a lot with your eye bags and the red area around my nose. I'll post a picture in the corner of the color corrector that I'm using now. So before I do my concealer, I will put a little bit of that under my eyes and on any reddish areas on my face. For color corrector, the general rule of thumb is that reds will help with purple tones and greens will help with red tones. So you put the red under your eyes and then you'll put green over any red areas and acne that you have in your face before you do your concealer. One thing I forgot to add is before I do my concealer and my color corrector, I generally put on a pore filler, but I forgot to do that in this video, so here's me remembering. The pore filler that I use is this Master Blur Stick by Maybelline, or I use this other one up in the corner here. This just helps kind of smooth out my face before I put foundation on a bit. Right, so now it's foundation time. I use a mix of a cream stick foundation that I got from Kmart and this liquid foundation. When I'm performing, I tend to sweat quite a lot, so having a lot of foundation packed onto my face really helps it just stick a lot during my performances. So after I've done the concealer, I'll take the cream stick foundation and I will put that on most of the problem areas of my face just to cover up all my acne and my dark spots. And then I will take the liquid foundation and I'll put that over the top, because the cream stick foundation has a bit of an orange tone to it, which we don't like. So the liquid foundation really helps balance it out. It is also really important to put foundation on your neck and blend it down so that you have seamless foundation and it doesn't just end on your jawline, because this will show on camera. And the last thing that you want is for your pictures to have a very different colored face to your neck. And that is the foundation done. Now that foundation's done, we're gonna move on to contour. For my contour, I'm just using this designer brand palette that I got from the drugstore. I like to use the lighter shade of brown and the darker shade of brown, as the middle tone is just a little bit too orange for my skin. So I mix the two together and then I go in on my jawline and under my cheekbones and on my temples, just to really accentuate my cheekbones and my jawline. When it comes to doing contour and blush, it's really important to pack it on quite a lot. It will look funny while you're doing it, but the darker it is, the better, because once you're on camera, the camera tends to really smooth everything out and your makeup won't show as well. I find especially when I'm on stage or when we're taking photos, the darker my makeup is, the better it'll show on camera. So here I'm taking the darkest shade of contour. I'm following my jawline to really accentuate my jaw so that on camera my face doesn't blend into my neck. And then I'm just going in along my cheekbones and my temple and then blending it all out into my forehead. Right, so you can kind of see as I'm turning my head that the contour on my neck kind of just ends there and it looks a bit dirty and weird. So what we're going to do in a minute is we're going to take a foundation brush and we're going to blend it out. So here you can see this foundation brush. You can either use this or a blending brush. Foundation brushes are quite soft and packed, so this is what I use. And then I just go across everywhere that I've contoured and I blend it out nicely so it doesn't just end in a weird dark patch on my face. I make sure to do this especially on my jawline where I applied that really dark color. And that's it for contour and foundation. Next step is blush. I'm using this blush that I got from Sephora. It is quite a pinky orangey tone, which looks really good with my skin tone, and I really like how cute it looks for my costumes. Right, so now I'm taking this and I'm really packing it into the corner of my eye and my upper cheekbones. This is going to dull out a lot once we cover it with setting powder. And a little bit on the nose, because why not? So with my blush on, that covers all of my base makeup. So now I'll be setting it with this setting powder that I also got from Yo-Yo. This is just a nice translucent powder that'll make sure that my foundation isn't sticky and everything is nice and matte and smooth. This also kind of helps even out all of your base makeup as well. Right, so next is eyeshadow. I'm using this Morphe palette that has a lot of pinks and purple tones in it, as this is the colors that I tend to use quite often for idol costumes and for Mari. I'm just going to be doing my default eyeshadow I do for Mari, which is a purple and pink toned eyeshadow. So first things first, I am taking the lightest pink eyeshadow in the palette and I am applying it to the inner corners of my eyes and blending it out to the center. Once I'm done, I'm going to be taking a purple shadow, applying it to the outer corners of my eyes, and then blending it into the middle where the pink ends. Just to help this blend into the pink a little bit better, I'm going to be taking a tiny bit of a slightly darker pink and adding that to the center of my eyelid too. So once that's done, I'm going to blend them all together with my blending brush. I like to blend out my eyeshadow as much as I can because once I put on the lashes, it's going to cover quite a lot of my eyes. And then I'm taking my fluffy brush and I'm just brushing off any of that fallout. Right, so now that the base eyeshadow is on, it's time for the glitter. I am taking a soft pink glitter shadow and I'm applying it to the corner of my eyes where that light pink is, as that light pink is quite a subtle color, so I really want to make that part pop. I find that having a soft matte eyeshadow look for idols can be a little bit boring in my opinion, so I like to put glitter on the outside of my eyes too and really just have it nice and sparkly, especially for Mari. So once all the glitter is applied, I'm taking a bright pink eyeshadow and I am just following along my lash line. I think that having a nice bright pink really adds to the cute look. I'm also taking a little bit of blush and I am putting that under the pink eyeshadow to help it blend out a little bit and really accentuate my under eyes, which is a little bit weird, but I really like how the effect looks overall. So the last step for my eyeshadow is I'm taking this bright white glitter shadow and I'm applying this to the inner corners of my eyes and blending it into the pink. This really helps brighten up those darker corners of your inner eye. And with that, that is our base eyeshadow done. Before I do my eyeliner, I like to do my eyebrows. So I'm brushing those out with a spoolie and then I'm going over with the darkest brown in my contour palette and just filling in my natural brow. For characters like Rico that have an unnatural eyebrow color, I tend to block the end of my eyebrow before I fill my eyebrows in, but for Mari, because she just has the same basic shape and color of my eyebrows, I'm just filling in my natural brow. For Mari, I also prefer to use a dark brown shadow as opposed to like a yellow to match her hair color, as it's kind of implied that she's a blonde, and normally blondes will have either very pale eyebrows or they'll have a dark brown eyebrow. And personally, I just think the brown looks nicer. Right, so that's one eyebrow finished. Let's cut to the next step. Right, so now that the eyeshadow is done, I'm going in with more blush. I'm doing this before the eyeliner because I want to blend this a little bit into the inner corner of my eyes where my eyeliner is going to be, and I'm applying more blush to just brighten it up after putting the setting powder on top. And now that that is done, we can finally move on to eyeliner. For my eyeliner, I'm using this liquid eyeliner that I got from Yo-Yo. I really like the shape of it as it's quite comfortable to hold and it's really easy to get into the inner corners of my eyes. So to start this off, I draw a little triangle on the outer corner of my eye so I can try and get them as even as possible, and then I fill the rest in. For my Mari eyeliner, I like to do what I've always done, where I drag my eyeliner down a little bit more than normal. I like to do this to really accentuate the rounded almond shape that she has to her eyes, and also because when I apply my lashes, which you'll see later, I still do what I used to do where I put them quite low on my lash line to really help accentuate that shape more. So next step is mascara. I have 3 different types here that I use, and you'll see why soon. So the first one I'm using is the yellow mascara. This one has a really thick rounded brush, and it's really good for really packing on product. I'll use this on my upper lashes so I can pack on as much product as I possibly can so that my natural lashes blend nicely into my false lashes. A lot of people will put their false lashes on and then put mascara on to blend the two together, but I just tend to pack it on beforehand and put my eyelashes on afterwards. I try to pack it on as much into the inner corner of my eye as I possibly can, because when I put my eyelashes on for Mari, I put them on lower than normal, so this helps make the inner lashes of my eye a lot more defined and helps the two blend together nicer once my false eyelashes are on. And the next step is pink mascara on my lower lashes. I'm using this pink mascara that I got from Daiso. It was about $3.99. You can't really see it as well on camera, but it's this nice hot pink color. So I'll apply this all to my lower lashes, mostly concentrating on the very inner corner of my eye towards the middle. Personally, I just like how this looks. I think it's really cute. So once the pink mascara is done, I am taking this black mascara and applying that to the outer corner of my edges. You can see the one tip is really different to the first mascara that I used on my upper lashes. It's a lot more curved, which means it doesn't pack on as much product as the other one does, which I prefer for my lower lashes, as I really don't want them to be too heavy and too dense. So for this, I'm just concentrating on the far inner corner and then blending out a little bit into the pink. Right, next step is lashes. I got these lashes from Miniso. I like the more dense, fluffy lash as opposed to the spiky lash because I think it complements my eyes really nice and it looks really nice for cutesy characters. I am pairing it with this Duro eyelash glue that I got. This is so far one of the best eyelash glues I have used, and I find that it sticks really well all day, especially when I am sweating and performing. I'm just applying a nice thin line of that to my lash, letting it dry for a little bit, and then applying it to my lash line. Right, so like I said before, I'm going to be applying this lash a little bit lower than normal. I like to do this for Mari and for basically any character that has a more rounded eye shape. As the lash is drying, I like to push out the end so that it flares out a little bit more at the outer corner, and then push in the very inner corners so that it blends into my natural lash better. This is also why it's important that I pack on as much mascara as I possibly can in the inner corner of my eye too, just so that the lash doesn't just suddenly end in the middle of my eye. And that's lashes done. So with that, most of my base makeup is done. You can end it here if you want to, but I tend to just do a little bit extra just to add more to the look. So the next step will be lips and glitter. So for my lips, I am using this red lip stain that I got from a Korean beauty store. So what I am doing is I'm removing the foundation that I packed on my lips before. When I was doing my base makeup, I apply a little bit of lip gloss to the outer corners of my mouth, and then I take the lip stain and I apply it to the very inner of my lips. Then I just rub my lips together to blend them out, and then I apply a little bit more lip gloss to the very outer of my lips and blend them together. This kind of helps the lip stain blend out a little bit more. Personally, I prefer how this looks compared to applying the red to my whole lip. I think it can look a little bit too much in my opinion, but that is just a personal preference. And so the last and most important step is glitter. I like to add glitter because I think it looks really cute on stage personally, and also who doesn't like a little bit of glitter? So first I'm taking this very fine iridescent glitter and I'm applying this all over my cheeks. Then I'm taking a little bit of Vaseline, or sometimes I use eyelash glue, and I'm applying that on top of the other glitter to apply the chunkier glitter, because the chunky glitter doesn't have a base to it, which means that it won't stick to my face by itself. Some people find that Vaseline will melt their makeup when they're applying it. I haven't had this issue before, but if you find that, then generally eyelash glue works just as well. Right, and then I'm applying that chunky glitter all over my face. Generally before I do glitter, I also apply a highlight beforehand, but I forgot to do that in this step. It doesn't matter too much because the glitter really highlights my cheekbones as it is, but generally I will apply a nice purple highlighter beforehand. Because I forgot to apply it before I did the glitter, I'm just going to be applying it to my nose and my lip in this video. Right, and with that, that is my makeup all finished, so I'm gonna get changed real quick. And with that, this is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like videos like this, I kind of want to get back into it and do more in the future, to be honest, because I have tried, my god, I have tried to film a lot of makeup videos since I stopped doing them a couple of years ago, and there's always something that goes wrong. They either corrupt or something stupid, but I figured out why they do that now. So I might be doing some more stuff like this in the future. Who knows? A lot of my makeup is the same for characters. There's only like slight things that I change, but yeah, I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the dance covers. There'll hopefully be some more coming soon. I've got some things planned for October. But yeah, bye.